forgot that I had to film this, and it should have gone up last Saturday.
Hello, welcome back to Bookish.Taylor. I am Taylor, and today I'm here to bring you, it is my mini review. There are 5 books. These are the first 5 books that I have finished for the year. If you did not watch my 2018 goals, one of the things that I want to do is for every 5 books that I read, I would like to do a review on them, or mini review. These are the first 5 books that I have finished the month of January, so let's go ahead and dive on in. So the first book that I finished this year is Black Lies by Alessandra Torre. This is the book Hangover Smutty Book Club book for January. Kind of spoilery. Let me just go ahead and tell you what I rated it. I initially gave it a 2.5 star, but now that I think about it and how much I hate this book, it's gonna be a 1 star. So I'm starting off, 2018 with a great start with a 1-star book, the very first book that I read, but that's okay because it's supporting Julie and Chelsea and their Smutty Book Club. Totally cool. I'm going to participate every month this year. Black Lies by Alessandra Torre is horrible. It is a, excuse my language, piece of shit. Without giving too much away, there is a mental disorder that is portrayed in this book. And basically, at the end of the book, the author says that she is well aware that the symptoms and the way that this mental illness is portrayed is incorrect. But she took creative liberties with it, which is wrong. We'll never read another Alessandra Torre book. I will never read another A.R. Torre book. Gave away Girl in 6E because I don't even want money back for that book. I don't want to support this author at all, because I get that, for everybody it's different, but as someone who, I don't have this particular mental illness, but as someone who suffers from a couple of mental illnesses and who just has a lot of mental issues in general, this is very offensive, and I am so upset that I spent $4 on this book. As I said, I am supporting Julie and Chelsea, and I will do that to the end of the earth because I love those 2 ladies. They are fantastic. And they didn't know anything about this book, so I can't hold them. I can't hold them accountable for it. So I don't blame them. They both didn't like this book either. I can't get behind somebody who is gonna take the mannerisms and the way that a mental illness is portrayed and to tweak it for their own personal creative gain. It's disgusting. And the jumping around in this book is really weird. Like, you start off in present time, but then all of a sudden you're back in her teenage years, and then you're back in her 20s, and then you're back in the present when she's 30 something, and it's just weird. The smut in this book was written relatively well. Brant Sharp, he's probably the only redeeming factor in this book. Why I could have DNF'd this about 60% of the way through. When I found out the twist in this book, I almost DNF'd it, but I was really curious as to how she was going to handle it and how Brant was going to come out of this. He's the only reason I finished this book. Yes, Black Lies by Alessandra Torre was a 1 star, and it was terrible. I do not recommend it. The second book I finished was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series and the first book in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Emma from Emma Books is doing a reread of the entire Shadowhunter Chronicles in its entirety from the 1st of January until the last book in the Dark Artifice trilogy comes out in December. So every month we are reading one of these books. I love this book. I love this series. It's so cheesy and so cringy sometimes, but I really thoroughly enjoy it. Everything involving the Shadowhunter and the world around it is so fascinating, and I love it. I gave this easily another 5 out of 5 this 3rd time I think I've read this book. I really liked it, and it just keeps getting better and better. The next 2 books are 2nd and 3rd books in the Percy Jackson series. Book number 2 is The Sea of Monsters, and book number 3 is The Titan's Curse. I had read Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, I believe last year in 2017, and I really enjoyed it, but I just never really continued with the series. I know that one of the things that was stopping me was I wanted to have all 5 of those books in order to just binge read them. Really, really glad that I did that because I listened to them on audio and I was able to just watch this world expand and just grow, and Percy as a character is amazing. This is a middle grade series and I can't go too much into these 2 because they are books 2 and 3, but Percy's growth and as he learns about himself and this giant prophecy that is surrounding him and his friends, Camp Half-Blood, all of the characters in these books. I love it so much, and I honestly cannot wait to reread these. It was a 4 out of 5, and this was a 4 out of 5 as well. Definitely my favorite is Titan's Curse. I love these books, and if you have not read the Percy Jackson series, you need to. Rick Riordan is such a wonderful storyteller, and I just love it so much. And then finally, the last book is going to be the book that I read for Throwback Thursday, and that is In the After by Demitria and Lunetta. This is a young adult sci-fi novel. It follows a girl by the name of Amy, and she is just finding her way after these aliens kind of come down and take over the planet. They're aliens and they are human eating. They don't go after resources or power supplies or anything like that. They just eat humans. Basically, it's Amy surviving, and later on she finds this little girl by the name of Baby, picks up 3 years into this after Amy and Baby surviving, and it's so good. I love this book. I think I gave it a 5 out of 5 the first time I read it, and then it ended up with a 4 out of 5 because it's such a fast-paced read, and there's literally, like, it's so good. You can sit down and read 100 pages super fast. Definitely, out of these 5 books, my favorite. But yeah, that is going to be my first mini review that I have done. These are the first 5 books that I have read in the whole year. From now on, every 5 books I read, there will be a review on Saturday after I finish that 5th book. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!